Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we've got a wild story that's a bit about tech, a bit about ethics, and a lot about some really expensive toothpaste. Yeah, you heard that right. We're diving into a story about Meta, the company behind Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp, and why some of their employees were fired over a $25 meal credit. Sounds ridiculous? Well, buckle up. Alright, let's start with what happened. According to multiple reports, including first-hand accounts from the anonymous social app Blind, Meta recently let go of nearly 30 employees from its Los Angeles office. And the reason was not due to poor job performance or something related to their technical skills. Nope, it was because they abused Meta's $25 meal stipend, a perk that's meant to help cover food when employees work late or at an office without a full cafeteria. According to Financial Times, staff are given daily allowances of $20 for breakfast, $25 for lunch, and $25 for dinner. So what exactly did these employees do wrong? Well, they didn't spend the stipend on food. Instead, some used it to buy household items like toothpaste, laundry detergent, and wine glasses. Yeah, apparently if you give some people an inch, they'll take a mile, or in this case, a new set of wine glasses. Now this might sound like a minor thing. After all, it's only tens, maybe hundreds of dollars, right? But Meta decided to take a hard stance of this kind of behavior, and it ended with nearly 30 people losing their jobs. According to FT, those who were fired had been abusing the food credit system for a long time. Some had been putting their money together, while others were having meals delivered to their homes, even though the credits were supposed to be used at the office. The part that's really surprising is that some of these folks were highly paid engineers, making up to $400,000 a year. You'd think if you're making that kind of money, you wouldn't need to use a meal credit to stock up on laundry detergent. But apparently not everyone sees it that way. Okay, let's check out some of the reactions online because you better believe people had opinions on this. Twitter was buzzing with comments like this one from Lucky Penguin. Imagine earning $400k a year tweaking the color of a like button only to get fired for using meal credits on acne pads. Did you not get the memo that this is Meta's year of efficiency? And over on Reddit it was pretty much a mix of people roasting the fired employees and others pointing out how bizarre it is to risk a six-figure salary over such a small perk. One Reddit user had a pretty blunt take, calling them habitual line steppers. Meanwhile, Airplane Chair added some insight saying, if you can't be trusted to use $25 on integrity, how can you be trusted to make decisions that impact 9 and 10-figure decisions? That's a fair point, right? You see, it turns out that employees were explicitly told in their orientation what the meal credit could and could not be used for. So this wasn't some innocent mistake. These people knew the rules and they still decided to bend them anyway. And apparently, they weren't just thinking a bottle of detergent here or there. Some were sharing their meal credits with friends or buying groceries regularly instead of meals. And as we all know, the higher you're up in the company, the more scrutinized your actions are. This story also brought back memories for a lot of people online. For instance, over on Yahoo Finance, someone named Tivo shared about their old workplace that offered a free vending machine with sodas. That is, until some employees started emptying it out by the dozen, and the company had to start charging a dime per soda. And guess what? The same people carried rolls of dimes with them, shaking the machine to get free drinks. Eventually, the vending machine got removed completely. And honestly, it's a classic case of a few bad apples ruining it forever. And it's not just Meta. This is something we see again and again. People abusing perks until companies have no choice but to take them away. Now, let's not forget the broader context here. Meta has been on a bit of a restructuring spree lately. Just last year, CEO Mark Zuckerberg declared 2023 the year of efficiency, with mass layoffs that affected over 10,000 employees. And now it seems like Meta is still making moves to keep things as lean and efficient as possible. Cutting out even some of the highest paid people for breaking the rules shows just how serious Meta is about maintaining this. And perhaps sending a message to everyone else that no one else is untouchable. That's why this ex-user had an interesting take. Smells like using a $25 excuse to fire high-cost staff legitimately. If this policy is applied consistently all the time across the board, then firing doesn't smell so bad. And this brings up a good point. Was this really about the $25, or was it just a convenient excuse for Meta to quietly get rid of some higher-cost employees? It's definitely something worth thinking about. But let's take a step back. The reactions to this story have been pretty mixed. Some people think it's ridiculous that these employees got fired over such a small amount of money. Others argue that this is a clear integrity issue. If you can't be trusted with a $25 meal credit, how can the company trust you with the big stuff? Over on Reddit, Canadian Underpants pointed out that it wasn't just a one-time thing. He said, if people read the story, there were others that abused the credit, but this person was egregious, systematic, and sustained. Others got a warning only. Basically fired for deceptive, unethical theft. It's the principle, really. Integrity matters even for small things. Stacko Gecko on Reddit also put it perfectly. I don't get how people making this much money have the time and energy to try to finesse over such trivial amounts. You can afford to buy toothpaste. And that's kind of the crux of it all. Why risk it all for such a small perk? There's actually a term for this. Penny wise and pound foolish, right? We all heard about this one. These employees were risking careers worth millions of dollars over meal stipends. It's like trying to steal a candy bar when you've got a wallet full of cash. Sure, you can do it, and people do it, but should you? Here's some more reactions. Andrea vented her frustration too by saying, my company offered coffee pods at 50 cents a piece and people were just taking them and not paying. So they stopped the coffee program completely. Greedy people ruined it for the rest. And ain't that true? This type of behavior affects everyone, not just the people doing it. When a company has to crack down on perks, it ruins the workplace atmosphere for everyone who is using the benefits properly. And once you break that, it's hard to come back from it. So where does this leave us? Well, it's clear that company perks are just that, perks. They're not given and they can be and are often taken away, especially if they're abused. Whether it's a free coffee pod, a meal stipend, or a vending machine full of sodas, it all comes down to respecting the system and understanding that these benefits are meant to make life easier, not to be exploited. For many, this is a simple integrity issue. If the employees cheated on this issue, they probably cheat on other issues. And for Meta, it looks like they wanted to send a very clear message. If you're not trustworthy with the small things, you're not going to get a chance with the big things. Or they're simply getting rid of high-paid staff left and right. Who knows? So what do you guys all think? Was Meta too harsh in firing these employees, or was this the right move to protect company culture and integrity? Drop your thoughts in the comments below and don't forget to share, like and subscribe.